You're right, I'm Matthew, and welcome to episode 2 of the Chelsea FC Guided to Glory. In this episode, we will be playing the European Super Cup game against Liverpool, along with our second Premier League game of the season against Watford. So, last episode didn't go too well. We had a lot of draws in pre-season, and we also drew our first game of the Premier League season against Burnley. But we'll start this episode off with a loan deal. Nicolas Thier has gone out on loan to Eastleigh in the National League, I believe, to get some first team experience. But we'll jump into the European Super Cup game against Liverpool. For now it says European Super Cup, but from next episode onwards I have I've updated the names fixes, so most things are back to normal. It seems to me everything apart from Juventus staff is back to normal. But you can see our starting line up there. Kepa, Azpilicueta, Zuma, Tomori, Emerson, Kovacic, Kante, Willian, Barkley, Pedro and Giroud. Basically was going to try and give the same team a chance again, just to make sure they can get a bit of time playing in the system I have created. My only change from the last match was Ross Barkley coming in for Mason Mount. Hopefully we're going to have a good game here. We've got the pre-match tunnel interview, obviously. Alisson out with an injury at the start of any English save you have, like he was in real life. So now we go on to kick-off, and the game has started. And to be fair, we're not favourites for this match. The fact that we've got Adrian in goal should be a positive. However, under 3 minutes, and Joel Matip's got himself sent off. And Liverpool have had to bring off Mohamed Salah, our former player, to bring on Joe Gomez to keep a full defence on the pitch. So that should be really, really good for us, playing against 10 men. They're playing without their first team goalkeeper. They're playing now without their best player as well. So to be fair, Joel Matip's done us a hell of a lot of a favour there. And at this point in the match, we just didn't seem to be doing much. Like in 30 minutes, we have had 2 shots in total, which it's ridiculous. We should be having way more shots, especially playing in an attacking system like we have been doing. So it'd be nice to see some more attacking power from this team. Because in the last game we didn't see much apart from the one move that led to the goal where Willian crossed over to Pedro at the back post. But no, it'd be nice to see the team moving forward, progressing a bit in the attacking third. Maybe Giroud doesn't necessarily fit this system very well as well. It's a system more for Tammy Abraham's style. But at half time, there's been the one highlight from Joel Matip's sending off, and that's it. So it seems like a pretty poor start to the match, really. We really do need to improve in the second half, and it'd be really nice to get this competition out of the way. And at this point, we really should get this competition out of the way in terms of winning. But we see here, starting the second half, Kovacic is moving forward. He goes out to left back Emerson, and it's into the middle, and Kovacic's shot is wide. This competition, it really would be nice if we can get it done straight away. First competition opportunity of winning. It'd be really nice to win, but at this rate, it looks like it's going to a 0-0 draw, even though we're playing against 10 men. So here I am bringing off Pedro, I believe, because he's having a poor game. Bringing off a Pulisic, and I move Pulisic onto the right wing, and Willian comes over to the left. and then we restart the game again. But so far there hasn't really been any signs of greatness. I mean, at least we've kept their shots down. But now we've got a free kick here. Willian whips the ball in, and Kurt Zouma puts us 1-0 up from a header. It's nice to see the centre back up there from a free kick, getting his head on the ball, getting into the perfect position to put us 1-0 up. It's a really positive sign. Willian getting another assist, as he did in the last episode as well. Let's hope he can keep doing that for a good while now. That is realistically our first chance. We should have had way more out-and-out proper chances in this match, because we're playing against 10 men and a goalkeeper that isn't up to the standard of our players, really. It's their backup goalkeeper. We should really be playing better against him. And we're going to come and change another player here. I think we bring Emerson off here for Marcos Alonso. And Alonso's one of them players I don't necessarily trust, especially playing in the out-and-out left-back role, because he's not an out-and-out left-back. He's an attacking wing-back. He doesn't like defending that much, so especially as we've seen in real life before, a lot of Chelsea's conceding goals have been while a lot of teams have attacked up their right-hand side of the pitch towards Alonso, or not towards Alonso, because Alonso's halfway up the pitch behind the player who is attacking. So it's pretty poor performance here, as we've brought on Mason Mount now, who's come on to play on the left wing, I believe. But Liverpool coming forward here with Naby Keita, and into the middle, but we cut it out and Ross Barkley's running up the pitch. We've got Pulisic on the right hand side, and it's a close shot from Pulisic, however it goes wide. It's nice to see Pulisic getting in there. Pulisic is one of them players who I don't think's had enough time at Chelsea in the real world to kind of properly develop into the squad. He was in some good form not that long ago, before the season was halted, but I still think there's more to come from him. I think he's one of the players we have he could be here for years, because he's extremely good. But in the end, we have won the UEFA Super Cup 1-0 over Liverpool, and that is our first trophy of the season, which means that's one trophy ticked off the list. Still a long way to go. Still 4 or 5 competitions to win. So, but it's nice to get this one out of the way, as in another save I have tried out. The Super Cup's where I've completely lost it all. I was in the 5th season of a PSG save trying to do a similar thing to this, and lost the Super Cup after a really poor start of the season. But Kurt Zouma gets man of the match in that game, and we move on to the Watford game now. And I don't have any loyalty with players, I have to say. If a player has a bad game, they're immediately out of the team. So Kepa didn't perform too well in that last game, so I've brought in Willy Caballero for this match, which I've done this before, and it's usually an awful idea, but hopefully Caballero can put up a good performance. And if he doesn't, Kepa will be back in the next match I play, which will not be broadcasted on the channel. I'm going to skip forward a few months for the next couple of matches that I showcase. But it's a decent team. We're putting out Pulisic is starting in this match. Willian's making his 200th appearance for Chelsea in this match, which is it's a nice record. He's been a really good player for us over the years. He's been one of our best players. I'd say he was probably in the team of the decade, in the last decade. I believe he was announced to be on Chelsea's social media But let's hope we can have a good match against Watford. Seems like we've had a reasonable start. And there's a corner here, but Ben Foster has caught the ball and hitting it up the pitch. But we've got Mason Mount running forward now with it. Into the middle, Kovacic, Emerson. Oh, Emerson crossed to the back post, and Pulisic has scored a header. Which, like I said in the previous match, Pulisic looks a really good player, and I hope we can get the most out of him in this save. Emerson also fitting into this squad, this style of play quite well, a lot better than Marcus Alonso. As he really does get back for the defence, but he can support the attack really well too. However, Gerard Deulofeu's whipped corner in for Watford, and Craig Cathcart has got on the end of it and brought us back to 1-1, which is really disappointing, to be honest. Caballero probably could have done a little bit better. However, the marking within the box seemed horrific there. There were two of our players were in the goal. But as it looks so far, it looks like we're the better team. It looks like we can get back into this game. But then again, the average ratings, I have to say, are reasonably similar. It's only the two goal scorers that have really got that much of a good average rating. But Watford's team is a team, especially at home, we should be annihilating them really. They've got a couple of good players like Deulofeu, as we're coming forward here with Willian, who's over to Kovacic as Piliqueta at right back, whips it in, and the header goes over the top, I believe. But we've got a corner here, Mason Mount, and it's knocked out of play for a goal kick for them. But Watford are a team, I like a lot of the Watford players. I think they could have a better defence. They've got a reasonably weak defence, but Giroud's through now, and it's gone out for a corner. Giroud really should have done better there, and it's whipped in again. Willian picks it up. Oh, and he's dispossessed, which it's disappointing actually. I think we should have done a lot better from that corner there. I think, as we've seen so far, Willian is probably going to be a very influential part of the season we have for this season at least. If as he gets a bit older, I imagine he'll drop out of the team, and we might end up selling him on at some point. But for now, he's absolutely one of our best players, and I imagine he could get our most assists for the season. But I am playing him out of position. He's more of a right winger than a left winger, and it's kind of difficult at the moment in terms of left wingers, as Emerson gets an injury here. But our left wing situation, we've got Hudson-Odoi, who is currently injured, and we've got Pedro, who, even though Pedro is a right winger, he can still play left wing. We bring on Zappacosta for Emerson here and move Azpilicueta to the left back position. But yeah, it's kind of difficult in terms of left wingers due to Hudson-Odoi being injured at the moment. I imagine in the winter, because we've got a lot of money. We've got 125 million or something that we'll be able to spend in the winter. But here we've got a Watford corner which has gone out for a goal kick. So we are all fine for now, but we really do need to start attacking here. We need to do better in this game. We need to win this game. It'll be a really, really, really bad start of the season if we do not win this game, because then we'll be on 1 point from 2 games, which is, I mean, I know it's early, but it's relegation form that. And we've got Pedro coming on for Willian now at the left wing, so at least we've got a more natural player in that role now. And as I said in the last episode, Pedro always seems to be a decent player in this game for the first few seasons. And here I'm looking to bring off Cesar Azpilicueta, and I bring on Christensen and move Tomori out to the left back position, because Tomori despite in real life we've seen a lot of Tomori at centre back and not really of anything else, he is quite confident playing on either wing back as well. It could be interesting if we see him in that position going into the future. But we've got 10 minutes left on the clock here, and it really doesn't look like we're going to make a breakthrough. And Cathcart has a throw in here, and there's a cross in. Oh no. David Zappacosta scored an own goal. Cathcart to Decore, and Decore crosses in, and Isaac Success gets his head on it, I think, and it hits Zappacosta. Caballero's going the wrong way, and that goes down as a Zappacosta own goal. That's really, really disappointing. We've much been the better team in this game, and Zappacosta, I've just brought him back from loan, and it's not a good first impression really. And to be fair, the 2 goals they scored, I don't think Caballero's done too much wrong. I think it's been more defensive flaws within the 2 games in this episode, and that's it. We've lost. We've got just the 1 point from the first 2 games. That's very, very disappointing. And the worst part of that is Kante, man of the match. But he had a really good rating. But as you can see now, that's going to be the end of this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe with notifications on. In the next episode, we will be playing against RB Leipzig in the Champions League, and we will be playing against Manchester United in the league. So, cheers for watching, and goodbye.